Oh no. Oh
So
no.
we are starting
I
streaming
should have.
now. So I'm not showing anybody yet, but we are streaming. We are live. We're here in good faith.
Brilliant.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome to the live
Happy
stream
days.
of Herd
Hello,
Racing.
we're here and we're with the front bunch.
Well, not
Well,
yet.
we're
We're
not
not.
with
But
anyone yet, but we are following along, and we'll let you know what's going on. This is Herd Winter Racing League for January 14th, 2022. This week's course is the Downtown Dolphin, 8 laps. Works out to about 16K, so it's 20 minutes of fun for everybody who's racing. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And this is Brent Robinson, and with you today is also Tatum Jewell. Say hi, Tatum.
Hi, everybody.
And Craig Martin will also be joining us as soon as he tells us who we're all watching today. Tatum, who are you following along with for now?
So, at the moment, I'm keeping an eye on Stuart Lynn, who's doing a fantastic job at the moment, hanging tight to the front group.
Excellent. And yeah, our front group looks like it's about 30, 40 deep in a race 85, which is pretty normal for particularly this flat this early in the race. They are still, if I'm doing the math right, I think on lap 1, so
Yeah.
hasn't been that much action yet. Yeah.
Heading down towards the sprint banner now.
Yeah, they're just in a bit of the rolly bit. So if anyone's watching who
Yeah.
hasn't done this route before, this is a 2 kilometer essentially circuit where, in terms of the major features, essentially, like there's a bunch of turniness, like a crit course, because it's supposed to simulate a downtown crit course. But there's a cobbly 4%y risey bit that will happen in the middle of the course where there's a banner at the top that doesn't mean anything for the purpose of this race. Then it kind of turns and goes downhill through some rollers, and then there's a hairpin turn at the end at the finish. So that's pretty much what we're in for. You raced on this before, Tatum?
Sorry, I
Have you
missed you
raced
there,
on
bro.
Dolphin before,
No,
Tatum?
no, I haven't. I was hoping for this weekend to be my maiden racing down in the Downtown Dolphin. I was super excited and all psyched for it, but it's not happening this weekend. But at least I'm joining on the fun, commentating and watching.
Yeah, commentating is always fun.
It's new for me.
Uh, here we have. I'm currently on Eric Cedric, but you can put whoever you want up there and I'll follow along. This is going to be probably everyone to the finish, so. Oh, okay, yep. I can go back down. Got Shane. Yep. I got Alan Shovel. Good. Yeah, Alan's just going into that second time up that little ramp now. He is sitting in 36th place. So his little group has shaken off the front group just a little bit, but that's the way these races go. So he's powering through, and he'll be trying to take this group out as they go along. Picking up stragglers who probably get dropped off the back on each one of these laps too. That does happen.
It's it's good to see quite a few Herd jerseys. It's always exciting to see the Herd out in numbers. Stuart's doing well. He's a master at drafting that I've seen before in races, and he's holding up really well in this front bunch. Can give quite a sprint as well at the end, so quite keen to see how he does in this course.
Okay, so I'm going to watch David Chandler. I was looking at A Psychologist, one of our favorite Zwift names, and I've said all this just a moment ago, but I did not say it to all of our friends on YouTube. So that's just to let my fellow commentators know why I am repeating myself almost word for word.
So I was wondering what's
We're,
going on.
are we just back on fresh now, or is that all on?
No, everything you said was good. It was just me.
All right, good. So it looks, I've seen Alan's riding I think he's on the Venge S. No, sorry, Alan is on a green Tron, which I won't make too much fun of his color choices. But what are you seeing for bike choices up in the pack there, guys?
I'm seeing quite a lot of Trons. Stuart's just made a little push going up to kicker. It looks like he wants to make a little break for it, which is nice to see. We'll see how long. Punches with him. So just a plan to test out the opposition a bit.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know if that's worthwhile leading the group up the hill like that. I think
It's just
you
too
want to
short.
push so that you don't go off the back, but I don't think you're gonna shake anybody at this point in the race.
No, it's just too short. You guys also noticing a lot of disc wheels riding around there as well.
Yeah, well, I think it's full arrow. I mean, I
Yeah.
rode disc today. I think I mean, you can take your pick. I mean, light can give you a little advantage on that thing, but full arrow.
Yeah, I think it's full arrow. The best arrow setup you've got is what you want. I mean, if you don't have a disc wheel set, that's the Tron. So I think that's probably why we're seeing so many Trons. And yeah, you're not giving up much to unless you've got the DT Swiss. So yeah, I think the Tron is a good option. But the best is probably the Venge with the DT Swiss. So
I've had the disc wheels for quite some time and I've never used them. I'm just too lazy to change off the top.
Yeah, there might be the old pen swap glitch too. I know in race one, Scorekeeper was showing up on a TT bike, which like Scorekeeper might be fast enough to race all of us on a TT bike, but it might just be a pen swap glitch too. That
Yeah.
for anyone who doesn't know that glitch, essentially sometimes people who start in the pen on one bike and then swap in the pen, that doesn't show up in the graphics in game, so everyone else sees you on whatever bike you jumped into the pen with, and they don't see you on your new bike, but you'll look like you're on the bike you think you're on.
Well, yeah, that's true. So it looks like the front group consists now of about 31 riders, and still got a few bird riders, and Jim Stewart loves pushing up this little cobble hill. Leads him up. Yes. That's his strategy to not lose the group, is rather kick out ahead.
yeah, so I think it's almost a counterattack where he's attacking preemptively rather than really looking to drop anyone. But
Yeah.
it's
As long as you're not burning off legs.
Yeah.
Alan, two riders have just come through Alan's group here. A Japanese rider and let's say a Colombian rider. Not a Mauricio, and they're riding hard. So I don't know how they got behind Alan's group, but they've just pushed through him as they come onto the climb here. So I don't know if Alan's group is going to be able to catch at the back of it. They're doing like crazy 10.0 stuff up the hill. So Godspeed to you if you hang on.
Yeah, that looks a little silly.
And how are they behind? Like they just not pay attention at the start? Anyway, who knows what's going on?
Who knows?
The joys of Zwift racing.
Yeah, that little sprint at the beginning we were talking about.
Yeah. So right now, so David and Stuart are both still in the front group. Alan is. I guess we don't know exactly how much behind, do we? Maybe. So I'm seeing a group with Gary Bramwell that's about 5 seconds back. Yeah, the timing screen is starting to look ridiculous with some of the other riders off the back, and I have lost Stuart Lynn. So
yeah, I've also lost him. Yeah, don't know what happened there.
Oh, no.
Hmm.
Oh.
okay, so I'm gonna try and find somebody else here.
I don't.
Yeah, I've also had to change up, and
So right now I've
it's
got
not
Gary Bramwell, who looks like he is
Oh.
7 seconds off the lead group right now. So he's in a group of three. David Chandler's in the lead group, and then we've got Alan Shevel, whose group is an amount behind Gary's group. I don't know how far, because there are lapped riders in the middle now, which makes everything so much more interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, Angie's saying she thinks those two guys who went through are off the front and lapped them. I don't
No,
think
There's
those
no
guys are
way.
one and
Let
two.
me,
Yeah.
I didn't see that happening. I've found Angie Kwap, one of the female B riders, who's
Yeah,
now
she's
sitting in 33rd position.
Yep, she's riding with Alan's group. So and like just keep pedaling and stop chatting on YouTube. Like
yeah, really. What are you doing?
looks like their group is probably about to be gobbled up by the group in behind. So I think this next group in behind, like there's a lot more riders. So I think this is normal racing happening, not whatever those two folks in front were doing with their craziness. So this will make for a nice group sprint finish, I suspect, at the end. So
Nice if they drop up a little.
see feathers and trucks going off. I gotta say, like in race one, I think what happened is that basically if you got a feather or a truck, you burned it on the climb, and then everyone who got an arrow just waited till the end. Which is what I ended up doing, because that's what I thought everyone else was doing. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty logical.
I'll
The
have
only
to
thing
wait.
I've got, I'm looking at Zwift Power. If those two riders are ahead of the main pack, they're not on Zwift Power, so they can safely be ignored.
So there you go,
good.
Ange. If you're listening, let them go. What
Nice little
are the
group here now. Yeah, nice little group here with Angie now. And Ellen.
yeah, what's the front looking like, Craig?
So the front, you say that just as I lose sight as the camera switches. I mean, it's still big. There's piles of OTR. There's piles of ATP. They're pushing hard. I mean, David is right in the middle of it, and doing an absolute terrific job. But yeah, no, this is still a big group. I'm still seeing Eric Sedgwick still with that group. Vid Chandler, and it looks like at least a couple more herd riders. And A Psychologist is still there, and not sure who else. But yeah, no, it's still a really good group. David's pushing the pace through the rollers. So yeah, it's a good group. It's a fast group.
They're gonna break that 20-minute mark that we were talking about.
I think the front guys will for sure. I'm seeing Carlos Flores, Noah Balch,
Yeah, he's trying again.
sub 20. Yeah, I think Carlos was in the first one too. Beat me in several races.
Goalkeeper was signed up for this one just 5 minutes before, but I haven't seen him around.
I thought I saw him, but I don't see him now. So I can't say I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it's not in the live results. So. Here goes Alan and Ange back up. So Alan's using his feather power up. Good decision.
And as well, she's also using her power up feather. Get on.
I wonder, like, for sure at the front of the group, attacking out the front against those A's is. Oh, and I'm super jealous of Andrew's shoes, by the way. Those are amazing. I wonder in some of these back groups, if you were feeling it, how much there might be a little more margin in some of those attacks than there is at the front, I think.
I think you're right. I was just noticing. So Gary's group, I think, is 27th, 28th, and 29th. And the group that Alan and Angie are in is only a couple places behind. But while Alan and Angie's group was going through the banner at the top of the climb, Gary's group was going through the finish line banner. There's a pretty big gap with nobody in the middle.
Yeah, it's pretty much a full minute.
That is a solid gap.
And the front group has just gone through the. They've just gone through the banner at the top of the climb. So they're.
It looks like a 2-minute gap between Angel's group and the next big group ahead of them.
Well, the full lap is only about 2 minutes and 15 seconds, so.
Well, I think they're getting close to half a lap between the next group of three that's in front of them, and then I think the lead group is coming up behind them.
Yeah, I think they still got a ways to go, but that would also make for an interesting dynamic if you can sit in and then sprint onto the front group and finish, sprint off your group, but use the draft and finish a whole lap behind the front leaders or something.
I think it's definitely possible if you get shaken earlier than you necessarily had to have. I think it's definitely possible because the front group just went through, and I think they're one more lap. Like, this is second last lap, I think, for them, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, they should be nearing just a lap to go pretty soon. If you look at the time at the 20-minute mark, they should be almost on the last lap.
Yeah, it's going to be
on it.
It is going to be awful close because they are 2 minutes back. So,
yep.
That would be a bold move to sprint on here and make a break as you go into your own last lap, right? Because this will be.
Yeah, no, it's
end of lap 7.
It's going to be a perfect time. They're going to hit, those two groups are going to hit each other at almost the perfect time. This could be interesting.
Oh, really interesting.
Lots of riders around. Moment.
I know our front group in race 1 did lap people out, but I mean the people we were lapping out weren't going to be jumping on. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
But Alan and Andrew's group, they could definitely make.
Oh yeah, they can latch. They could latch.
And yeah, I mean they're within a few seconds now.
We don't have anyone in the front group that we're watching at the moment, do we?
Yep. So we're watching David Chandler. So he's still in the front group.
Oh, nice work, Dave.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so David's still in the front group. Gary Bramwell's, I think, he's over a minute back in his group. He's in a group of 3, maybe 4, though one of the 4 I think might be lapped that has hooked on with these guys. Or 5 now, but I think 2 of them are lapped. Anyway.
So Alan and Andrew's group just went through the banner. That must be 7 through the banner for them, so they didn't get lapped out?
No, so there's one more lap for the lead group, I think.
Okay. And you see them coming through the banner.
They're coming.
Through the banner.
Yeah, they're coming fast.
Yeah, they're moving real fast.
Well, and this is a preview of Pink Tron, but this is what I was saying, and is as this last lap goes on, the very front, the pointiest end of the front group starts really to pick up pace before you even get to the the ramp. Like they just start going because like 2 minutes is kind of for the strongest racers the start of their lead out for the sprint. So the pace
And
will
I
definitely be
lost
coming up
track.
here.
So I definitely lost track. The front group has finished.
Oh.
And so they didn't quite catch that group.
Yeah.
So sorry about that, everybody. That would have been really interesting had they caught just a little bit sooner. But so right now we've got Gary's group that is just entering the rollers. Gary's setting his power up really early and going now. Wow, that's sustained over 7 watts a kilogram. He's got one rider from Coalition that's coming over the top. Gary's got his draft truck going. Let's see if he can come back at him. They're going hard, and Gary, it looked like he did get him. Yeah, Gary came back over the top. That's a great sprint by Gary.
Well done, Gary.
So
Okay,
in Ange and
Alan's group.
so in Ange and Alan's group, there was a bit of an attack on the climb, but both Ange and Alan did a good job to shut it down. I think. So they held the group. So nice work there. As they now everyone's gonna try and catch their breath and get ready for the sprint.
Hitting the rollers now.
Someone
And
just turned on a
riding
power up too.
aggressively. Yeah.
Ooh, there, and someone has gone early for sure here. But it is time probably to start winding up.
Now to go.
Yeah,
Come
here we
on,
go.
Jay.
I've not seen a power from Alan, so we got the last lap XP, which always kind of stinks. Oh no, there's his arrow. Go, Alan, turn it up. Let's go. Spin. Everybody's going. And nice. So he caught some right at the line. Look at him go through. Nice sprint by Alan.
That's it.
That
was some great racing there.
That was a great race. You know what? I gotta say, I think Alan probably left that power up just a couple seconds too late. But it was a great sprint to get to where he did.
Yep.
Okay, so tonight's
fun.
broadcast
That was fantastic.
very fast as the race was. So thank you everybody for joining us, and yeah, great job. So
Night, everybody.
Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a fantastic weekend.
and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.